Hey there, everyone. So, how's the pandemic treating you? I don't mean to make light of it. I know that these are very serious times, but at a certain point, we're going to have to start laughing about all of this because it's getting a little too serious. Maybe all of our minds are going a little crazy. I know mine has been a little crazy. You know, the esoteric mind of mine is always looking for, ooh, what does that mean? What's the connection here? Let's make, the mind wants to make meaning out of everything and find reasons for everything. And I think I went down the little rabbit hole here, the esoteric rabbit hole on the coronavirus 19. I did. And I had a wonderful confirmation or synchronicity to the other stuff that I put out about the coronavirus, about the cause. But anyway, if you want to follow me down this rabbit hole, let's start now. Oh yeah, and let me just say that I'm no doubt making connections where there are no connections, and I'm probably stretching the truth, or not the truth, but stretching the meaning a little far, but who cares? It's kind of fun. So, first of all, I don't need to be so, what is this? What is the word I'm looking for? Kind of lackadaisical about the seriousness of what's going on. But I just deal with stuff like that, kind of making light of things and then trying to find the highest perspective if possible. So that's kind of my attitude. That's how I deal with stuff. So don't take offense. Speaking of making fun of things, I can't wait for the t-shirts to come out that start saying, it's only allergies. Don't worry, I tested negative, or my CV is better than yours. I don't know. Somebody out there ought to start making the t-shirts. Anyway, let's go down the esoteric rabbit hole on COVID-19. I don't even know where to start. So we've already know that corona means head. And 19, and I'm looking at things from a Hebrew numerology standpoint, as well as, I have to go there, hexagram, I Ching, and gene key standpoint, because they're all connected. So corona means head, and it means crown, but in this instance, let's say it means head. 19 in Hebrew numerology means the monkey mind, but it means that we heal the monkey mind through our divine breath. We reach holiness or connect with spirit through the breath and holding space for spirit in the body. And the 19 in Hebrew refers specifically to the part of our brain, the medulla oblongata, and its connection with the brainstem and our nervous system. And it's asking people that through our breath, we relieve the monkey mind and get into the body. Yeah? Holding space for spirit. And that it calms the nervous system. Got it? So that's what the number 19 in Hebrew means, basically. So you get this corona, we have head and breath. And it's kind of like this virus, or the reaction to the virus is going to be a little bit of a war between head, mental spinning out, and breath. And that not solution, But the solution to the virus is in the virus name. It's in number 19, that it is through our breath and being in alignment with spirit that we will remain immune and in alignment with and in harmony with the cosmos. So this really is a battle between mind and body intelligence. I find that quite interesting. Now, of course, I'm stretching the truth a little, or stretching the meanings a little bit, but you know, there are no, what am I saying, accidents as to how we name things or how things come out. And we named this, you know, COVID-19 because it came out in the year 2019. And the energy of 2019, which is still lingering, you know, it's flowing into 2020, was all about all of us kind of holding space for spirit. Like we were all holding and watching, waiting to see when changes were going to start. We were all holding space for spirit, right? So that was the energy of 2019, and the energy of this virus is moving into 2020. And just to go further about the number 20, the number 20 in Hebrew means fire in the head. And it's all about changes, transformations, and through surrendering, and it's resurrection into the new. And the fire in the head it's the obliteration of the constructs and the beliefs and everything that we have held in the past, and letting go of past grievances and arguments and rigid ways of being, old beliefs. So that's what 2020 is all about. Great change through surrender and getting out of the head. You know, too much fire in the head and constructs, they have to be broken. So you can see the progression of 19 energy. I know I'm really stretching the truth here, and I'm probably hurting your mind, hurting your brain, that it is truly kind of a war between, are we going to remain in our head, or are we going to finally come into our bodies? And once we do that, then great changes, the 2020 changes will really kick in. So my message to all of you spiritual people out there, and anybody, that the best and really the only mission for us right now is to simply focus on our breath, holding space for spirit, holding space for the rest of humanity. Oh, and this is the thing I forgot, that just confirms that this is kind of a mind versus body kind of thing and a breath thing. It's interesting that the hallmark signature of this virus is that it attacks the lungs, our ability to breathe. So it all kind of fits. Can you see it? I hope I'm explaining this as well as I can see it in my head. You know, I get all these connections visually and in a kind of total understanding, but I don't have the words to express them. So doing the best I can. So for all of us out there, I think don't worry about so much trying to figure out how to monopolize at this time. Like, is there an opportunity for me to help people? Right now, it's all about the breath. Being in the body, breathing in the solar plexus, you all know, you don't need to tell me that. And besides that, breathing, which is so important for the health of our lungs, will also help in combating the virus or anything, okay? So it's all about breath, and we're here right now. Our mission is to hold space for humanity, you know, be the lungs for the entire planet. And when the time is right, I know that the right action will show up for all of us to take. Okay? What else do I want to say? Because there's more connections to come. Okay, so Number 19, Corona, head versus breath and body intelligence, or mind versus body intelligence and breathing. So I went a little further. So the Hebrew alphabet / numbers are huge archetypal patterns, right? And within each number or archetype holds different aspects or different hexagrams or gene keys, right? Okay. Am I making sense? So I wanted to see what hexagram or / gene key is held by the archetype number 19. And this is where it's great confirmation. So I went to look, and Hebrew number 19 holds only one gene key, and it's number 35. And each gene key or sets of gene keys is connected to a codon ring, because the gene keys are correlated, as well as the hexagrams of the I Ching are correlated to codon rings / amino acids in our DNA. Hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, gene key 35 is the codon ring of the Ring of Miracles. Okay, it's beautiful, and I'll talk about what that means in a second. And here's the best part. Here's the confirming part for me for my other video. When I did the check-in about what was the cause or the trigger, excuse me, of this coronavirus, and I got gene key hexagram 5. It's all about our impatience and waiting for something to happen. Let me put this on pause for a second. Never fails, a kitty wants in when I'm doing a video. And I got hexagram 5, gene key 5, as to the underlying kind of cause or catalyst of this coronavirus. Well, what I didn't mention is that each gene key or hexagram has what is called a programming partner. You can equate it to as like a twin flame. They are one and the same, different qualities, but of the same aspect or source. Okay, so guess what? What is number 5, gene keys 5 programming partner? You guessed it, 35. Oh, that was like confirmation to me that absolutely the information received about the 5th gene key being the cause, well, we could just throw in the 35th gene key, the Ring of Miracles. And basically, the Ring of Miracles, gene key 35, its shadow frequency is about hunger. And it's all the ways, and this is very relevant to what's happening or going to happen with all of us being in lockdown, or eventually being in lockdown and quarantine. It's about our hunger, our need to look outside of ourselves for constant stimulation, to raise our serotonin through sporting, alcohol, food, sex. It's that need to keep filling ourselves, and we never fill ourselves, right? It's our hunger. And we're really going to feel that, humanity is going to feel that if we are in lockdown. You know, how much television, Netflix, YouTube videos can you take until you can't take it anymore? And you're left alone with yourself. What are you going to do then? I think it's really going to cause people to get a little kooky, if not crazy, because they can't satiate that need. And what we're being asked now is, we've got, and the 35 talks about this, that the only way to satiate that hunger is to go within through our breath, breathing through the solar plexus, turning within. So this is the time in humanity where there's kind of this choice point. Are we going to go kooky and just keep going out, 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 or we're going to use this opportunity to really move in. And I urge all of you, spiritual or not, pros or not, masters or not, we're all still initiates and still novices, right? And I'm really taking my own words, own advice to heart, doing it myself, because I still distract myself quite a bit. But I'm really going to take this time and focus on my breath, because now I feel it's not just about me, it's about all of humanity and Mother Earth. We need to hold space and be in our solar plexus. But instead of just focusing on breathing and holding space for spirit, I'm going to take this opportunity, and I urge you to do the same, to sit with yourself. Think about it that way. I'm going to sit with myself. Turn everything off. Be in silence. You don't have to close. This isn't a meditation, but closing your eyes is interesting. But sit with yourself and really feel who you are, what you are, and you're going to begin to, you might even feel some fear coming up, because we've never been this intimate with ourselves. It's scary. I know it's been difficult to look at it when I've done this exercise. You know, what does it mean to sit with yourself? I realize I get in a real, where you can see yourself. It's like you can see your entire personality construct. Most of it hasn't been pretty. And you sit and you just, it's so interesting. So I urge you to not just hold breath and breathe for the rest of humanity, holding space for spirit, but really take a good, intimate look at yourself. Sit with yourself. See what that feels like. Oh, good. Well, I left that open because I wondered if a little kitty cat would join us. Anyway, that's an interesting exercise. And I suspect if you really take that challenge on, you're going to see far beyond the personality. You may get in contact with what you really are rather than who. And I think that's brilliant. So anyway, back to the 35th gene key. Within the 35th gene key, it states specifically that there are 2 to 3 gene keys, genetic programming things, that have been waiting for particular times in history to make a mutative shift. And yes, 35 is one of the gene keys that was just waiting for a particular time in humanity to switch on. And now's the time, right? Now's the time. And it's about activating and raising our consciousness through the solar plexus area. It's not about being in the heart. You get through to the heart through the solar plexus, because there is a network of ganglia nerve centers there. It's our second brain is down there. It's probably our first brain. And once again, my stomach's growling every time. And that the base of the heart is connected to that ganglia. So we reach the heart energy, the energy of oneness and right action, through focusing on the solar plexus. Okay, the solar plexus is right there, like just below the heart, just above the navel. So let's all focus on that. And that's truly one real way to raise our vibration. It's the best way to raise our vibration through here. Because sometimes, and I know I've been guilty of this in the past, we want to raise our rate, like, let's everybody raise your vibration and you're not going to get sick. And people can mistakenly do something called mood making, where like, oh, I'm going to go out in nature, I'm going to feel one with everything. And you can create a mood that appears that your frequency's rising. but it's really not. It's kind of the mind psyching you out a little bit. So to really raise your vibration, you get into the solar plexus, breathing there, do your breathing, and you'll feel, then you'll have not just a mental rise in frequency, but you'll have a real felt sense of oneness. And it is in that oneness that your heart can indicate what is your next move. Okay? So isn't that kind of a great connection? 19, Hebrew number, all about the breath, holding space for spirit. This coronavirus or whatever's happening right now, it's a battle between mind, body, and breath, and that the solution is through our breath. And it takes us through the 19, through the 35 gene key and the 5th gene key to heal our impatience and our hunger for external things, that it's time to turn within. Okay. I hope that all makes sense. And I think that's it, because I have nothing else to say. All right. Another kooky video. What can I say? Until next time.